Hello lovely people out there, this is your Star Guide Nikita and welcome back to Nikki's Star Guide YouTube channel. As always, if you are new to the channel then please consider subscribing and hit the bell icon so that you will always get notified whenever I upload a new astrology video. So as we are doing this series of yearly horoscope analysis for each ascendant and moon sign, today we are going to talk about how the year 2021 is going to be for the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives. And yes, it's already the 4th month of the year, but we still have got plenty of the part of the year, and so that is why let's get started and see how the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives can make the most of this year. So whenever we have to analyze the type of major events that can take place in a person's life according to his or her moon or ascendant sign, then we must take a look at the transit of the outer planets, that is the bigger planets Saturn and Jupiter, because Saturn stays in one sign for about 2.5 years, whereas Jupiter stays in one sign for about an year of time. So these two giant planets have got the capability to manifest certain big events in a person's life. Apart from Saturn and Jupiter, we must take a look at the transit of Rahu and Ketu, the shadow planets, because Rahu and Ketu stay in one sign for 1.5 years of time. So let's analyze how the major transit of these planets are going to impact and shape the lives of Libra natives. So for the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, the Yogakaraka planet, that is Saturn, which rules the 4th and 5th house of your horoscope, that is one Kendra and one Trikona, is transiting through the 4th house of your horoscope, and it's been a long time that Saturn is transiting there, and it is making you shift your outlook towards your career and a lot of major aspects of your life. Especially there can be significant events taking place in your life in these 1 or 2 years of span regarding your children or home matters, or the Libra natives who are living in a foreign land and they are trying to come back to their motherland, or a lot of Libra natives who are in the motherland are trying to go abroad, and Saturn here is testing your patience, I must say. With Saturn being the 4th lord and the 5th lord transiting through the 4th house, it is changing and transforming your outlook towards the career matters, your karma that you perform, and a lot of realizations are hitting you, I believe, Libra natives, and you are coming to terms and trying your best to make peace with the current situations and scenarios till the future gets painted as the way you want it to be. And there can also be major events regarding your children or elders in your family, or a lot of Libra natives are spending their money and resources, energy on renovating their house or reshaping the environment within their home life, their family life, and there can be major events related to renovation of home, or a lot of you are trying your best to buy your property or conveniences, right? So this is a great time to do all this, just that make sure that Saturn is testing your patience and you have to pass the exam before Saturn, your Yogakaraka planet, is all set to give you the fruits of your labor, okay? Apart from this, with Jupiter being the 3rd and the 6th lord transiting through the 4th house of your horoscope till 6th of April 2021, it's going to be a mixed kind of period. As I said, you will try your best to bring the expansion and transformation within your home, and this Jupiter, once it will move into the sign of Aquarius, that is your 5th house, from the 6th of April 2021, time will be a bit better for you, and there will be less restriction and you will again feel hopeful, okay? So though the year started off on a note where you started to feel hopeful again about your life, about your career or your finances, and a lot of you must have gone through major transformation in your career, or a lot of realizations are hitting you, like maybe I should have done that long time back, or maybe it would have been better if the situation was different than this one, right? So I will advise you all to not waste any more time in looking into the past. The transformations have already come in in a lot of your majority of aspects of life. It's time to take action now, okay? And only then your Yokaraka planet Saturn will give you the desired results. So stop cribbing and just get to the work, get things done, and look forward for a better future, because this Jupiter in the 5th house is going to be supportive to your Yokaraka planet Saturn in the 4th house, as Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn, that is Aquarius, for most of the year. And during this time there can be major events related to childbirth, and it's a great time for those who are willing to have a child, or there can be significant events related to your children, their education. And this Jupiter, remember, is the lord of the 3rd house of creative self-expression, and it will now be transiting through the 5th house of performing arts, right, education. So a lot of you might get involved in some kind of network circle or course and curriculum, which involves you expanding your horizon, you learning more about your hobby, okay? So it's a great time to learn a lot. A lot of you will be back to the education or schooling field, that is through some kind of network circle you will join in regarding career or regarding educational purpose. Or a lot of Libra natives will also get to spend time with kids and children, okay? So this is a great time in terms of having good time with your child, and you will actually get to learn a lot from your child during this time. And as Jupiter is the 6th lord also, so this can also show that your daily routine activity will involve some kind of harsh dealings, or the education that you acquire during this time, the knowledge that you gain during this time is going to be helpful in clearing your pending karmas, okay? So it will help you in burning out the debts and the conflicts that you have in life. So be aware and look out for the knowledge that you are acquiring during this time. It is going to be highly helpful to you in understanding the higher perspective behind why some things, some scenarios and some people are coming in your life, and why some things are happening in your life at a constant pace, okay? So apart from this, Rahu and Ketu, if we have to talk about, then Rahu co-rules the sign of Aquarius, that is the 5th house, and it is transiting through the 8th house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Taurus, whereas Ketu, being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, that is the 2nd house, and it is transiting through the 2nd house. It shows that during this time there can be major events related to your ancestral property and insurance, or transformation in your health, your speech pattern, familial relations. If you are already married, then this shows extreme transformation or an intense transformation with your in-laws or your in-laws family and your spouse even, because remember 8th house, because remember that 2nd house is 8th from the 7th house. So it also shows that you people must be ready to surf this tide of transformation, and do not hesitate or do not try to oppose this transformation, rather try to go with the flow and see what this situation is trying to teach you about your relationship with your in-laws or your spouse, okay? So that will help you in having a smoother period, and if you try to resist the transformation, then it can be a tough time for you. Also don't forget that Rahu is in good dignity in the sign of Taurus, so it also shows that 5th lord coming to the 5th co-lord coming to the 8th house. It's a great time for all of you, those involved in research oriented fields, occult related field, or research and PhD masters, or those who are into stock market. So with some consistent efforts you will be able to make gains through share market and stock market areas. And of course Libra natives with Rahu coming to the 8th house, there will be immense interest in learning about the hidden things. So about the fifth house matters. You can be obsessive about learning and, you know, exploring the higher dimensions regarding life or financial matters. Why am I stuck in this situation? Why my finances are not growing? So these type of events can take place for Libra natives. So be ready to give your best during this time. And with Ketu being in the second house, it shows that you have to be a bit careful about your food eating patterns, and there can be transformation in those areas of life. And it's a great time to, you know, Libra natives, for you to explore the world on your own. You're not worrying too much about what the world has to say during this time, what your family has to say during this time. So it's a time for you to explore all that you haven't explored. You will feel like, I need to be independent. I need to be dependent on only myself and not on others. So make sure that you are simply being aware while exploring the hidden parts of your personality and life, and take calculated risks during this time. And it's going to be a great learning time, great time for transformation. Saturn being in the 4th house, aspecting the 10th house, being the Karma Karaka, and Rahu being the 5th lord transiting to the 8th house. It's a great time to do all the research, to rectify your mistakes and get ready for a better future ahead. So this is it for all the Libra natives, and I wish all the very best to all of you for a wonderful transformative year ahead. May you sail through this ride and tide with full of optimism, hopefulness, and may this Jupiter aspecting your moon or ascendant will give you strength and wiseness to overcome all the obstacles and even remain happy during this transformative period. Because remember, transformations bring a new fresh source of light in your life. Take care, bye bye, and we will meet in the next video.